welcome back to Kayla's Kitchen. Today I am back to do another tea review from David's Tea. So today I'm going to be doing a review of Butterscotch Chai from David's Tea. This was released in their chai collection, which was just launched a couple weeks ago, and I got my order the other day, so we're gonna do a little review of this. So if you've watched my channel for a little while, you might know that I am not necessarily the biggest fan of rooibos, in particular red rooibos. So I really didn't want to get like a whole 2-ounce bag of this tea, because if I didn't like it, I knew that I would just like loathe having to drink all of that tea. So I decided to buy this in the little 15 sachet form so that I would have a little bit less tea. And when it's in sachets, I feel like it's just a little bit more manageable. I don't know. I don't know if that makes sense, but that was the thought process. So, Butterscotch Chai. So it says, sweet and salty paradise. Add a dose of sweet caramel to your evening with this nutty, caffeine-free rooibos. Think flavorful and delicate spices, cardamom, cinnamon, and creamy butter. The ingredients in this tea are rooibos, apple, sugar, ginger, pineapple, mango, cardamom, cinnamon, papaya, sweet blackberry leaves, black pepper, natural caramel butter, and biscuit flavoring with stevia. The one thing I don't like about the sachets is that they come in just like a plastic bag, which isn't good for them because, well, it's not good for the tea because the light gets to it. And then it's also, you can't keep it airtight unless you transfer it into a different container. So yeah, it's not the best. So I need the ingredients again. Okay, what's in here? So it definitely smells very sweet. I am getting that like buttery kind of butterscotch flavor or scent. I feel like it ends up being a little bit more of just like a nondescript, like it's almost like a sickly sweet kind of scent. Kind of that like sweetness that like stays in the back of your throat. Yeah, and I'm not smelling any spices at all. And I'm not seeing any spices. There's supposed to be cardamom in here, and I don't really see, right, there's no cardamom pods. I can see cinnamon, and I think I can see ground black pepper, but I'm not seeing any cardamom. Okay, that was a lot of sitting and squinting at a tea bag, so let's taste some tea. I guess we're gonna smell it first, but whatever. It smells very sweet still. I guess it just smells like caramel. I wouldn't necessarily say it smells like butterscotch. What is the difference between caramel and butterscotch? Let's look it up. We're gonna put that down and we're gonna discover something new. Ooh, here's an article. The difference between caramel, butterscotch, and toffee. All right. Okay, so plain caramel is typically made with granulated sugar. Water, sugar, and corn syrup are heated until the sugar dissolves. The main difference between caramel and butterscotch is that butterscotch is made with brown sugar. So that means that you're going to be getting more of like a molasses, like that kind of warming flavor to it. You learned something new. Let's drink some tea now. So now that I know that, I guess I can't smell the difference. Okay. So this is my first time trying this tea. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. It has that nice like buttery, like the description says like it's almost savory, like it has that almost savory note, but then it still definitely is very sweet. I'm not tasting like hardly any spice. I'm mostly just getting like a nice sweet butterscotchy flavor that then kind of transitions into a more like savory buttery flavor. But I'm not really getting any spices in here. There might be like a little bit of cinnamon and black pepper in the end there, but it's very subtle. I don't find the rooibos base too prominent, which is nice because like I said at the beginning, I don't really like rooibos. But I do wish that the spices were a little bit more prevalent, but it is good. Danny from Teas by Danny did a review where she made this as like a stovetop chai and boiled it in milk, and that sounds absolutely delicious. So I'm definitely gonna have to try that because I could see that really like elevating this versus this is just a plain straight tea, no sugar or milk added or anything. And I do think that this would be really well is even if you didn't make a stovetop chai, I think that this would lend itself really well to having like some brown sugar or some milk added into it. It's definitely more of a dessert tea because it is much more on that sweeter end, but it's also does have like those savory buttery notes. So it's not really like, it's not super sweet. It's not overpoweringly sweet. But that is my look at David's Tea's Butterscotch Chai, and impromptu we did a little discussion of what the difference between butterscotch and caramel is. So now you know if you didn't know before. Have you tried this tea? If you have, let me know in the comments down below and tell me what you think about it. And let me know, do you prefer butterscotch or caramel? For me, definitely caramel. Caramel? That's another thing you can tell me. Do you say caramel or caramel? I switch back and forth. I grew up saying caramel, and then in like, this is really random. This in like, when I was 14, I randomly was like, I'm gonna start saying caramel because it sounds cooler. And I watched a lot of Food Network, and a lot of my favorite chefs, if they said the word caramel, pronounced it caramel versus caramel. And like, I just thought it sounded cooler. So I was like, time to change the way I pronounce a whole word because I wanted to feel cool. Anyway, that's, whatever. That's, you know what? We're done here. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, happy sipping.